The item is a red and white chalk drawing. It's believed to be a portrait by 18th century British artist Richard Cosway of his wife Maria. The drawing is very striking and well done, and it adds to the fact that it's a very personal thing. It's an 18th century woman without her wig, with her hair coming down, cascading across. The piece is very informal, with an intense gaze and the beautiful quality he's done here with the red chalk.
The eyes, and then bringing out the highlights with the white on the nose through there. And then you say these plump lips.
While the signature adds doubt, others suggest Cosway's style. However, if this piece is by Cosway, at auction, it would sell for.
So I would think you estimate this at auction for about $10,000 to $20,000.
But there's a possibility that it could be by another well-known artist, like Maurice Quentin de la Tour, in which case it would sell for.
You might be looking at $30,000 to $40,000 as an auction estimate. This is why I do the Roadshow.
Really? Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
The guest brought in a beautiful table inherited from family in Massachusetts.
It's been in my family for generations, and I know it goes back to at least my great-grandparents on my father's side.
It's a federal card table from the Hepplewhite period, likely crafted around 1810 in southern Massachusetts. While not professionally made, the table boasts unique features like oak secondary wood and naive inlay, suggesting the maker aimed to replicate finer Bostonian pieces. The table's special feature include an inlaid interior, a demi-lune shape, and Hepplewhite-style tapered legs with barber pole inlay. At auction, it's estimated to sell for
a $6,000 to $9,000 price on this.
The guest father purchased the miniature chest on chest around 1977. Acquired in the Berkshires while antiquing, this miniature chest on chest not only matched the guest bedroom furniture, but also serves as stylish storage for costume jewelry.
It's exactly half scale, right on the button.
It was possibly a salesman sample, or made for a cabinet maker's son or daughter. It resembles a Chippendale miniature chest on chest from New London County, Connecticut. The primary wood is mahogany, while the secondary woods consist of chestnut, poplar, and white pine. The interior shows signs of oxidation, while the brasses suggest machine-cut post, indicating its age to be around 1875. Despite its age, its remarkable condition contributes to its impressive auction value.
Value-wise, I feel it's in the range of $3,000 to $5,000.
That's great.
I mean, so thanks for bringing it.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy.
It's great.
The guest brought in a collection of photographs and correspondence related to their family members, primarily focusing on James Wormley and the Wormley Hotel in Washington, D.C. The guest explained that James Worley was his great-great-grandfather, who owned the renowned hotel in Washington. The appraiser examined the picture of the hotel that no longer stood. The guest also shared the historical role of James at Abraham Lincoln's deathbed in 1865.
And he actually was portrayed in the Littlefield picture of Lincoln's deathbed as the only African-American in that image.
The collection, which included photographs, tintypes, and a broadside on James Wormley's death, was showcased. The appraiser was impressed by the neatly arranged and labeled photographs in albums. This wonderful collection was rare and of high historical significance. The value estimated for the collection was...
I would value this at about $5,000, at least, maybe more.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
A lamp was brought to the show by a guest that had been in her husband's family. Originally, it belonged to her husband's great-uncle from Dallas, Texas. The lamp was made by Cincinnati Wrought Iron Works around 1910, and its original price was $34. The company had galleries in Cincinnati and Chicago. The appraiser identified the works of Cincinnati Wrought as less popular compared to other lamp makers like Tiffany. The lamp featured a leaded shade and a naturalistic tree trunk base similar to those found in Tiffany lamps. The value decided for the intriguing item was...
I think probably a good retail price would be around $7,500. It's not the big money lamps, but it's still a very nice lamp to see on Antiques Roadshow.
Yes, yeah,
okay?
Thanks. Yeah, that's good.
The father of the guest, who was a botanist, received 2 books and a drawing from Roberto Burle Marx, the Brazilian landscape architect. Burl Marx was renowned for his work as a landscape architect. Marx made drawings for the owner's father and even wrote notes and drew his self-portrait in the books as well. The other book is inscribed to Monroe for our mutual love for nature and primarily for plants. Your friend, Roberto. Dated 1984. He was known for anti-mimesis, where life imitates art. The drawing exhibits abstraction and evokes imagination with organic forms, reflecting nature. His architectural projects, such as the Rio de Janeiro Promenade, embody his style. He was renowned worldwide. The drawing is valued at $2,000 to $3,000, while each book is valued at $500 to $700, making the total value of the entire collection.
I would put an auction estimate of $3,000 to $4,000 on the group.
Really? That's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The Gast family heirloom was a rifle that had been passed down for 6 generations, originally belonging to his great-great-great-grandfather in the early 1820s or 1830s. The rifle bore the signature A. Daniels on the barrel, indicating it was made by a gunsmith named Adam Daniels during the 1820s to 1840s. The appraiser noted the engraved silver and brass overlays and the unique mother-of-pearl plaque depicting a fish or bird's eye. Due to the extensive overlays and rarity, the appraiser estimated its worth to be...
I would say that at auction the gun would probably make somewhere between $12,000 to $15,000.
Wow. I never expected it to be that value, but that's very, very interesting to know, and it's exciting to know.
This Tony Walton Mary Poppins design sketch was brought to the show by this guest who had inherited it from her grandmother. Tony Walton was a British set and costume designer who won 3 Tony Awards, an Academy Award, and an Emmy Award. The sketch was taken from the Uncle Albert sequence in the Mary Poppins movie, which was indicated in the first line written on the top margin of the sketch. Interestingly, it is a production-made sketch that was surrounded by some writings to present the characters it depicts. Also included in the sketch are the features or guidelines used to bring the sketch to life, such as the indicated lining color, which is referred to as Harvard Crimson, and others. The incredible thing about this sketch is its rarity, because it's never been brought to the market. So the appraisal value of this piece is estimated to be between $15,000 and $20,000.
Wow. That's crazy. And it just was amazing to me because my grandmother, again, loved sewing and she loved art, and I'm so glad that you were able to find the information. That's great.
This family heirloom, a Russian imperial porcelain factory egg, was brought to the show by our guest, who inherited it from her great-great-grandfather's family. As a historical piece, the porcelain factory egg was given to the guest great-great-grandfather by Russian Tsar Nicholas I, who enjoyed one of their performances when he was a member of the original Muller Quartet. The image on the egg depicts Tsar Alexander I with his crown and ermine cloak, posing as he did in prayer, while a beautiful white linen distinguishes the painting on the entire egg, making it pop out beautifully. The back of the egg features a splash of sunburst and triangular cipher with acrylic characters. Upon closer inspection, this egg embodies a great design that was made in 1845, so its appraisal value is around $8,000.
Amazing. That is amazing.
This federal-figured mahogany ladies' writing desk is a family heirloom. It's passed down from the guest's third great-grandparents. It's made between 1790 and 1810. This desk is a distinctive form from Massachusetts.
It's an amazing form. This is really high-quality cabinet making.
The desk features book-matched veneer doors with swirling grain, a shaded triangular border.
We've got this nice distinctive line inlay with a bellflower. You've got this wonderful shaded triangular border.
And the inlaid escutcheon uses figured maple, creating a vibrant tiger-striped grain. Its selection of wood gives the desk a lyrical quality, drawing the eye up the drawers as the grain continues up. The desk has a nice arrangement of short drawers and pigeonholes with cyma curved shape aprons. An interesting detail indicates that the user was likely right-handed, as the ink was kept on the right side. While the desk has been refinished, it retains good figure and the color of the wood.
The brass has been replaced at some point in its life. It would have had oval-plated brasses at one time.
The appraiser suggests insuring the desk for about $10,000 in today's market. The guest brought a porcelain drinking piece that had been acquired by his father. It was specifically a rice wine bottle. The appraiser admired the beautiful item and identified it as Japanese Hirado porcelain, dating back to around 1840 to 1860. A Japanese porcelain type characterized by its pure white body and clear gaze. The particular piece was notable for its pale blues on a creamy white background, adorned with restrained decoration and white space. The intriguing item's value was estimated by the appraiser.
This piece today would have a value of $1,500 to $2,500.
What we have here is the watercolor painting on a screen by Chen Qi, which was brought to the show by our guest, who inherited it from his great-uncle. Chen Qi was a renowned Chinese-American painter who lived and worked at the National Arts Club in New York for 40 years. In 1966, he received the National Arts Club Gold Medal for Lifetime Achievement. Notably, this watercolor is placed on a 3-panel screen depicting the cosmopolitan atmosphere of Shanghai in the 1950s. Although the piece has some condition issues, it still commands a significant price in the market. However, the appraiser valued it at approximately $10,000 to $15,000. This miniature Mercury spacesuit was brought to the show by this guest, who inherited it from her father. Interestingly, the spacesuit is very detailed, resembling a caricature of the original spacesuits used for space exploration. However, the guest father acquired the miniature suit because his grandfather was among the 7 astronauts during the Project Mercury who were each given one of the pieces. The appraiser valued the item between $5,000 and $10,000.
Good.
So thanks for bringing it. It's a wonderful item.
Thank you.
The guest showcased a World War II French resistance archive. It belonged to a member named Madeline, who hailed from a very prominent military family in France. Madeline was presented with medals by Charles de Gaulle. Alongside documents, the guest also presented a doll and socks made by Madeline. The appraiser expressed shock upon seeing the concentration camp items, highlighting the immense demand for such artifacts in collector markets and museums. The doll was of high significance due to its clothing made from an actual concentration camp uniform material. Considering the provenance provided by the guest, the appraiser estimated the overall worth to be around,
I would estimate a group like this being worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $7,000 to $10,000.
This cane has been in the Gast family for 5 generations, originally belonging to the Gast grandparents and passed down to them through their parents. The cane is traditionally made of ivory, a sought-after material for decorative art objects.
Currently, ivory is not a sought-after object because of our protection of elephants and other endangered species.
Right.
However, the cane is made from whalebone, with the shaft and handle made from whalebone and whale tooth. The cane dates back to the mid-late 19th century. It is a sailor-made object with materials like whalebone, mother-of-pearl, and ebony, indicating the sailor's travels and the objects he picked up along the way. The appraiser estimates the cane's value at auction to be between $3,000 to $5,000.
Oh, very nice.
The guest brings in a set of wooden boxes inherited from their aunt. The appraiser identifies the boxes as shaker boxes. It was likely made in Ohio during the late 19th century. Shaker boxes were known for their simplicity and functionality, reflecting the shaker's belief in a simple life. The boxes are made of wood with distinctive finger joints and copper rivets. The copper rivets helped keep bugs out of stored spices, flour, and sugar. The unadorned finish is typical of shaker boxes from Ohio, while those from New England were often painted.
I love the visual effect of seeing these all out.
The appraiser estimates the set's retail value to be,
You would see these retail probably for around $3,500.
Wow. Amazing. Wow. Surprised. Very.
The guest brings in a print to the show and mentions it was a gift from their parents in the mid-1960s. The print was The Melody Haunts My Reverie by Roy Lichtenstein, a renowned American artist known for his pop art style derived from comic books. This particular piece is one of Lichtenstein's earliest pop art prints.
He was working in the 40s and 50s in a more abstract style, a style that was more common in America in that time.
It wasn't until the early 1960s that he shifted to this now famous comic book aesthetic, using the Ben-Day dot pattern to create his scenes. The print is signed by Roy Lichtenstein in pencil and numbered XLVII in Roman numerals.
Next to you there's Roman numerals. That is 47 in Roman numerals.
It's a screen print, a popular technique used by pop artists where colors are layered on top of each other. In the early 1960s, pop artists like Lichtenstein were not yet widely accepted and were even ridiculed.
So it's pretty remarkable to see something come down to us in this beautiful condition.
It's Lichtenstein's first, most important pop art print, a true watershed moment in his career. The appraiser estimates the replacement value of the print to be
a replacement value on this of $300,000.
It's definitely going to remain in the family.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you have it, and it's a wonderful work. I'm glad you brought it in.
Well, thank you, and thank you for the good news.